Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are here to welcome our honored guests, YASMIN, KARIM and Dr. BAROLIA. And today they will be speaking on the third part of Hazrat Musa's miracles.
We will continue with the miracles of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Who can guess what this is? It's a painting by a 17th century poet, Sebastian Bedon.
Yasmin, I think the story of a shepherd and Hazrat Musa sitting down and Allah showing desire, two thoughts which my mind.
Absolutely, yes. God called him to become a savior for the Israelites. He wanted to show this painting because of two reasons. First is, within the symbol, there is the rod or the staff of Hazrat Musa right here, and then also there's a symbol of the shoes. And because we are doing his miracles, I just wanted to emphasize those two things. The miracle of the staff, which is spiritually Azam, and also the symbol of shoes also relates to Azam. 9 miracles of Hazrat Musa, most important purpose is to eliminate ignorance, to enlighten and illuminate people of the time, and to accept God's grace and God's guidance in the form of the Prophet or the Wali. Everything we do in Ismailism is always alive and current, contemporary, right? It's always present in the moment, right? So that's a very beautiful principle we have. We had looked at the first miracle, the miracle of Asa. The miracle Hazrat Musa did was that he built a bridge between himself and the followers of the time. So this is actually a spiritual miracle. Beloved 48 Imam had opened the Baitul Khayal for every murid, right? And today Haj Imam continues to give us the word, which is the spark from the flame given to us, and then Haj Imam helps us to perfect this spark so that it would merge and become the flame itself. The second miracle was that of ALWEAZA. And we know that Hazrat Musa used to do miracles intellectually. It was his knowledge, it was his spirituality, and when he used to share these with the murids of the time, or a Sitti was his community, right? And Sitti was the community of the Pharaoh. Those who accepted Hazrat Musa's teachings, they actually enjoyed the blessings of the white hand, which is a miracle or the act of illuminating the personal worlds, right? So the light of knowledge, recognition, spirituality of Hazrat Musa was such that he was scattering pearls and also lifting and showing that in his hand. Therefore, it is called the white hand. The miracle of seeing drought, we know that it's lack of spiritual knowledge, and this is a direct punishment for those who reject the guidance. So we know that everyone who rejected Hazrat Musa's guidance, for them there was no light. Everything turned very horrific for them. They were far away from all intellectual, spiritual blessings, right? And therefore their earth was totally dry. The fourth one is the miracle of deluge, tufan. This is also in the personal world. So in the personal world, what happens is when the salik is going through, or when the traveler on the spiritual path, there are levels within levels within levels. Remember, the fruit of Shariat is tariqat, the fruit of tariqat is haqiqat, and the fruit of haqiqat is marifat, right? And then from marifat, it continues on and on. So basically, those who reject or do not embark on the ship of salvation, so it was Hazrat Musa and Hazrat Harun in their time. Then we have the miracle of locusts, and basically these are evil spirits, just like locusts destroy farmlands and crops. Similarly, evil spirits cause doubts, suspicions, and insinuations, right? there's this beautiful Quranic reference where God says that we sent upon them Pharaoh and his people's flood. So without the blessings of the Imam of the time, there is no progress. And if there's no growth, then there is no fruit or there is no knowledge. So then here we see how whoever follows the spiritual paths of the prophets and imams of the time, they actually are free from every kind of drought, troubles, and trials. We then come to the miracle of life, and this again is the bad souls that stick to one's physical and spiritual being, and they torture an individual. In this miracle, there is so much more. I myself am trying to understand the beauty of this miracle, because this miracle is also a trial. And at the highest level, it's a trial of an individual's progress and the balance between doubt and certainty. The next miracle is frogs. Those again are souls that stop us from hearing the angelic voice. Is our angelic voice stronger, or is our carnal self or the devil stronger, right? Bad souls or souls make so much noise. Noise in terms of what? In terms of being very impressive, and they come across as very authoritative, right? So we have to be careful in understanding the Quranic wisdom within these. The next one is the miracle of blood, and here again, it's also intellectual punishment, and true knowledge appears doubtful and ugly to the ignorant person, and therefore pure water for such a person becomes blood. And in order to quench their thirst, there is no water, right? Because for them it appears very, very unpleasing. But on the other hand, Hazrat Musa and Hazrat Harun's community, right? They survived, they thrived, and they progressed. So this spiritual punishment was for Pharaoh and his community. And we can take an example of present day time, right? Same personality, our beloved Nur Maulana Shafii Mansini Haj Imam. For us, we believe in him, we love him, and therefore Nur Maulana Shafii Mansini Haj Imam himself, his teachings appear very sweet to us. On the other hand, those who reject him, they are not benefiting at all from his knowledge, right? Or his blessings and his Nur and Nurani. So this is very interesting because it poses doubt. And in the example of Nur Maulana Shafii Mansini Haj Imam, perfect Nur, he is the flame, and he is the sun of the world of religion. Without him there is nothing. Every murid of the Imam of the time actually is in peace, as much as it can be. This is the blessings of being on the ark or the ship of salvation. The last miracle is the lack of fruit, samarat, for those again who rejected the guidance of Hazrat Musa and his time were drowned, right? They were not able to progress spiritually and intellectually, but on the other hand, those who are intelligent and wise, they have abundance of fruits, right? And the fruit of reflection is very, very important, because this fruit of reflection actually helps us to understand who we are. Miracles of Hazrat Musa. Hazrat Musa's miracles are either punishment or reward, right? And that's happening also in our time today. We would remember that inside the city of knowledge, or inside the house of wisdom, there is everything, all the blessings, all the barakah, all the joy, all the happiness, all the nur, everything is inside the house of wisdom. Outside the house of wisdom there is chaos. Those are the beauties of Hazrat Musa's miracles. And in celebrating Haj Imam's happy birthday today, Nur Maulana Shafii Mansini Haj Imam, as mentioned earlier, is performing all the miracles today, right? So the miracle of YASMIN, for example, could we make a connection of the APDN visit, right? the progress and the betterment of humanity. Lastly, I would just say that may Nur Maulana Shafi Masih Hajimam always give us the wisdom, the courage to be steadfast in our faith and help us to kill the pharaoh of our personal world. With that, I will request Dr. Rubina to continue on. Happy celebrations, everyone, and I hope we'll have a good Q&A at the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin, for sharing all the 9 miracles. While I'm sharing my slides, I would like to say that all these miracles are at the time of Hazrat Musa, but naturally, as Yasmin said, that this is for our time as well. And in Quran, actually mentions Musa's miracles and Musa's mentions is like almost more than 130 times. So this is the largest story among all prophets. So I hope you can see my slides now. Yes, we can. Okay. So I'm going to just talk about 2 important miracles or 2 important elements of Hazrat Musa. One is about Kohinoor and other is Munajat of a shepherd which Hazrat Musa has witnessed. So first is Kohinoor. We all have heard that Musa conversed or had communication with Allah, and that's the reason one of his titles is Kalimullah. Means he was constantly in communication or conversation or supplication with Allah. And it is said that Musa went to Tur, which is the mount, or in Arabic is Tur means the mount. It's a Mount Sinai, which is in Egypt, and the people had a lot of stories about this tour. We're not going to go to the physical story, but the formal stories. But actually, what is Tur, which is a mountain, and there are a lot of mountains, but Tur is special because it is connected with Hazrat Musa. And also, it is said that Hazrat Musa went to Tur for ibadat, and Allah has asked him to do 30 nights of ibadat or itikaf, and then he said that he added more 10, so that makes 40. So we will, since all miracles that Yasmin said, and we all are saying that in the Quran, Holy Quran is not only just a book of stories of prophets, but it also connects with us. So we do not have tour right now, where to go, should we go to Usina and call Allah and then communicate or converse with Allah. If we want to, how would we do it, or how would we connect this tour, and what is the tour? So before going to Tur or Mount Sinai, we maybe look at this Surah Araf. There are 2 ayats about Surah Araf. One is 142 and other is 143. So in 142, Allah has said that He appointed 30 nights for Hazrat Musa to go to Mount Sinai and then do ibadat. And then again he said that he then added 10 more. So the term, this is a term, it is a 40 days term. So this 40 nights and 40 days term should be completed, and then after that he was giving the revelation, and he was given with a lot of miracles. So importance of 40 is that's what we want to emphasize on. This numerical number here in Quran is called a term. So this term, there are many numbers in our religion are important, but 40 is very important because it's 40 nights is mentioned in Hazrat Musa, and even in
Holy Prophets Hira, like in the case of Hira, he did ibadat for the 40 nights, and maybe you have heard that our body cells wear and tear complete in 40 days. So in 40 days we are completely a new human being because our all cells which needs to be rejuvenate or rebirth, and it's completed in 40 days. And if we see the full baby or full term baby complete in 40 weeks. So this is just a general natural example. We have a lot of other examples for completion of 40, but the term period of 40 is very important for spiritual upliftment. And it is said that if we have some bad habits, for example, if we have the habit of maybe like angry, or sometimes we have any bad habits of like sleeping more or eating more, anything which we want to change into good habits or maybe transform into good habits, then it is said that if we control for the 40 nights, then it's more likely that we will get rid away with our bad habits. So that's where 40 days are very important. So in verse number 143, it is said that when Musa arrived at our appointed time and his Lord spoke to him, he said that Musa said, "My Lord, show me yourself, I may see you." And Allah said, "You cannot see me, but look at mountain. If it should remain in place, then you can see me." But when his Lord appeared to the mountain, he rendered its level, it crumbled to dust, and Moses or Musa fell unconscious. And when he awoke, he said, "Exalted are you, I have repented to you, and I am the first of the believers." So this is a kind of story where when Musa went to Kodipur, he wanted to see Allah, and he said that, "Please let me see you." Allah said that, "No, you cannot see me," and I put my manifestation or my tajalli to this mountain, and then if this mountain can bear my Didar, then you can see me. So, like, this is a physical story, but there are a lot of questions arises that if Musa converts, then why can't Musa sees Allah? So we will see that the Zahiri miracles of the Prophet of Quran are explained separately, and there are a tawil behind it. And there are a series of miracles, as we say that the Musa's miracle is the most like frequently mentioned and the most longest stories of these miracles, as we said that 9 miracles are specifically identified in the Quran, and a lot of other miracles also mentioned in Holy Quran. So, but for the Arif and for the Sadiq, after the Prophet and the Awliya, all these miracles happen in the personal world. They do not have to go to or to Hira or to Makkah or to Medina or Madian, wherever Holy Prophets went and did all those miracles. It's all about the story of the personal world. In Alam-e-Shakhsi, personal world, Alam-e-Shakhsi is a term used for the personal world. So it's the miracle of the personal world. And so the 40 nights ibadat is basically in the Musa's personal world. It's in the Arif personal world. It's in the Awliya's personal world. So if the ibadat person is going to go into transformation and see the spirituality, and there is a spiritual upliftment going on as far as he completes all the 40 nights, then he will see Allah or the Didar. So now Musa is saying that I want to see you. This is the Didar. And the mount of Kohinoor, why it's the mount? Why is a mountain? Because a bone of the forehead is actually the mount of Hina of the person. So physically, there may be possible, this may be possible that Musa went to Kohinoor for the ibadat, but for us, it is important that our Mount Sina or Kohinoor is forehead, because forehead is the forehead is a place where there is a collection of all miracles can be seen or can be witnessed. So this is the place for the truth of certainty, and there is nothing but a miracle. So we concentrate, when we do ibadat, we concentrate on forehead, and Imam Sultan Shah has also pointed out and shows to moment that Bihish yahan hai. That here there is a Bihish, here is the paradise. So that means that all miracles is in two. So this is our tool. This is Musa's tool. Forehead is the tool where miracles happen. So that was the place of miracle, and that was the place of everybody's miracle, where we and in sujood also we prostrate and we bow our forehead to supplicate ourselves, and that's why we bowed our forehead to do hidi and to supplicate and to prostrate. So that's the significance of Kohinoor and connection with the personal world. And so when Hazrat Musa, with his all miracles in both spirituality and intellectuality. So here in forehead, Arif and Sadiq, when he is crossing through the spiritual path, he sees lot of spiritual miracles which had already he had learned in Quran or already had been done for other prophets as well, and in intellectuality also. So intellectuality and spirituality of Islam is being explained through this Tanzili miracle. And then Tawil comes later when that Arif or Aulia, then we concentrate on the miracles and look the connection in Quran, and that Arif or that Sadiq understand, intellectually understand all the miracles through Tawil. So this is the importance of Mount Sina or Tur. Then Didar. So Musa was supplicating for Didar because he wanted to see Allah. So this is not a physically, Allah has some physical kind of body and then he could see Allah, but it's a divine vision, and that vision can be achieved after the rank of Allah. So Musa also attained divine vision. So how it is possible that Allah says that you cannot see, but this mountain, if that mountain can bear my manifestations or not. So that is not making sense, and if Musa is prophet at that time, then prophet du'as are already accepted. So their prayers are accepted prayers. So how can Allah not accept Musa's prayer? So that means that it was accepted, but Musa actually asked for the divine vision. And then divine vision has sometimes veiled and sometimes unveiled. And that divine vision is actually the Nurani Didar, Nur of Imam, and that Nur of Imam is not just the light. Nur of Imam is the manifestations of knowledge, wisdom, and notice and all gems. So all those kinds of wisdom which when Allah says that when Allah Tajalli was kept on Mount Sina, then mountain crumbled into dust. So that is become reza, or it becomes dust. So what does that dust mean? That dust means that it becomes mountain, becomes the small pieces scattered into gems of knowledge and notice and wisdom and intellect. So these pieces are the intellectual pieces. And those intellectual pieces can be seen as a kind of a diamond or a kind of a gem. Then there is a word where it is said that when Allah puts tajalli or puts his nur into mountain, that mountain scattered and Musa fell down. Sa'ika. Word Sa'ika in Arabic is fell down or become unconscious. So how can Musa become unconscious? Like it looks that Musa has gone through a lot of ibadat and now he could not even see leader or imam of the time or at the time of Allah. It means that he was inhibited. So he was born into Panafillah. So when you born into or somebody gone into Panafillah at the level of Panafillah and receive gems of knowledge, then in that spiritual Vedar, we forget ourselves. So Musa actually owns personality that becomes fana in the Imam's personality. So he was just unconscious means he was not anywhere. So he was just out of the conscious, out of that amazed leader and the intellectual knowledge that was scattered in his personality. So he was full of engrossed in that leader and he forget himself when he has become unconscious. So Musa's miracles were happening in the personal world, and it is also very important that we have seen that soul of God lovers when they have spiritual guitar or in any Giryavadari or any intellectual things when we discussing, we even don't remember ourselves. Sometimes we don't know where we are. Sometimes we forget ourselves, we engross so much in Giryavadari or we engross so much in intellectual discussion that we forget ourselves where we are. So that is just a hint that we can say that in that only a source of ibadat, we forget ourselves, then at the level of Panafillah, one will forget a person will forget himself or herself completely, and then he finds himself in the Imam of the time. And that holy Vedar is also a level of repentance, is the Tawbah, where because after that when Musa said that I am repenting because I asked for the Vedar, it's not that it said that the holy Vedar is a hidden treasure, and in the Arif spiritual and intellectual creation takes place. So you create from physical being to the spiritual being and the intellectual being. So from the physical and intellectual level, you move from the physical and to the intellectual level, you move up. So that's where Musa says that I am repenting means I am coming towards my own position. Our own position actually is we all come from Nafse Wahida, we all come from Imam, we all come from spiritual and intellectual level in this world. So now we go back to Musa when he went back and saw this vision, then actually he was going back to his original position, which is Nafse Wahida, original spiritual and intellectual position. So that is basically means returning or repentance where actually Musa was returning towards Allah. So after Panafillah, we return towards Allah and we get a lot of wisdom, lot of knowledge in terms of lot of gems because the forehead becomes scattered with the nur. And nur of the Imam and comes to the forehead and our forehead becomes enlarged. A lot of intellectual and spiritual gems enter in it, and then in Panafillah we felt that we actually our physical body is dead, and now we are alive in Imam of the time. So that's the level of Panafillah. The full story of Puritul actually is the Panafillah level of the Panafillah of Hazrat Musa, where he gets divine vision, and it's for everyone, it's for all Mu'min, all Salih, all Arif, where they can go to their own personal world to tour and see what Hazrat Musa has seen. So that's about the Musa and Kohinoor. And the next one is a little bit very interesting story which is mentioned in the Masnavi. Masnavi is written by Maulana Rumi, and even I have seen that Institute of Smiley Studies 2015 Faith and Practice in Islamic Tradition Volume 1 has also quoted this story. This is a very interesting story where one day Prophet Musa saw a shepherd on the way who was saying, "O God, where are you, that I may become your servant, you your shoes and comb your hair, that may I wash your clothes and fill your lives, if any, and bring milk to you. O worshipful one, that I may kiss your little hand and rub your little foot, and when at the time I may sweep your little room and let it continue." So he was just going and then crying and telling all those things in the love of Allah, and he was saying that I can rent your shoes, I can help you with your food, and I can clean you, I can bathe you, and it goes long and long and long. So when Prophet Musa saw this shepherd, and then he said that, whom are you talking to? You are speaking Polish words, so he asked that, whom are you addressing? So shepherd answered that, to one who created both of us, and to whom this earth and sky are to us, who is Allah. So then Musa was very angry, and he said that you have not submitted to Allah. Actually, you become impotent and go to blasphemy and railing. So these kind of things, Musa became very angry, and then he said that you put caution in your mouth and you become, just shut up your mouth, and this is Allah will not be very happy with you because you are talking to Allah like this, and what kind of words we shall use in for calling Allah. Then when Musa reached to Kohinoor, then this very revelation comes, and then Musa, and then he said that you have, Allah said that you have parted my servants from me, that you separated my servants from me, because then later on shepherd says that, oh, what I have done very wrong, and I must do tawbah, and then I should not talk like this, and then he went away. So that separation, Allah didn't like, and then Allah said that you have parted my servants from me, and did you come as a prophet to unite, or you come to unite or to separate? I have bestowed on every one a special way of acting. This is very important, that everyone has a special way of acting. Everyone has a particular form of expression. Everyone has a particular form of a tongue or a speech. But Allah do not see the tongue or the speech or the words, a very lofty word, a very heavy word, but he is saying that I look at inward spiritual connection and spiritual state and spiritual feeling of a moment. And Allah also said, I gaze into the heart. So Allah looks into the heart, not into the physical state. And even in Ginan, we say that Khuda dil dekhe na dekhe suratul libas. So Allah and Maula just see what is in our heart, not the libas, not the clothes, and not our tongue. So whether the moment is humble, the words which a moment is uttering, that is coming from the love, clear love, true love, or it's just formal words. So it's not necessary that formal words and lofty words are important. It's the inner state of a person is important. So then Musa then goes after the shepherd and consoles him, and only to find that the shepherd's pure intention have made him up to this rank. and then the story goes on. So the lesson learned here is pure intentions are important, and God's love for His servant is very, very important. Allah judge people, or Mawla judge people by the spirit of their intent rather than outward conformity. So then in Masnavi it is said that इस इलाही फजल और शफकत के बगैर तमाम फसी हमद सना रूहियत की वजाहत में इंसान के लतीफ ख्यालात इस कदर इंसानी बेहुदा बकवास होंगे. That means that without giving the divine grace and the loving kindness, all those thoughts, the subtle thoughts and the description of divinity, what we say about Allah, the big words, all complex words, it doesn't mean anything. And then he also says that ये फजल खुदा की तरफ से इंसान पर नहीं आता. मिसाल के तौर पे जब वो नमाज जैसी इबादत को सही तरीके से अंजाम देता है, बल्कि जब इंसान की रूह खुदा की तरफ हो. So that means that even in namaz, or even in the kind of ritual we perform, he said that no, we have to bow like this, we have to put hands like this, we have to put hands like this, and all those rituals, when we do it, we correctly perform all the ritual, that is fine, it is good, but if it does not have the spirit, if it does not have the spiritual connection with Allah, then all the ritual doesn't have any meaning and have any connection if it does not connect with Allah or Mawla. So with that we can do certain Jari on our own, and like we can talk to Mawla, we can utter our own words, and which we think that we would call Mawla. They said, I have seen many women while cooking food, and they say that, oh, I will cook this dal because I think that Mawla likes my dal, and I'm not good of salt because he is now having hypertension. So these kind of things, I have seen many women are doing it out of love, and then when we put something in Nandi and then we give something that we say that, oh, this is good, Mawla will not like it, Mawla will like it. And so this is all out of the love and the ish we have in our heart with Mawla. So all of those words we converse with Mawla, and Mawla sees our heart and he looks into the spiritual connection rather than the beautiful words of or a bookish words which we decide are also important, but with its meaning and with its spiritual connection. So if anybody would like to just have for 2 minutes home to just do or converse with Mawla, we can have this demonstration, or maybe Yasmin can do that, and then we can do question and answer.
Thank you.
Yasmin, can you 2 minutes of Munajat?
All right. Mawla's mercy. Nur Mawlana Shakir Hussain Haju Imam. Prayer of Hazrat Musa. Rabbi Bima Anzalta Ilayya Min Khairin. O my Lord, grant me goodness, abundance. I am a beggar, I am a fakir. Rabbi Bima Anzalta Ilayya Min Khairin Fakir. Subhanallah. Here, goodness again, it's not ordinary, and it refers to the physical, the spiritual, the intellectual. Ya Khudawan Ya Mawlana Shakir Hussain Haj Imam, as we conclude this series of Hazrat Musa's miracles, which are so vast and forever unfolding, we beseech you, Khudawan, that you help to open our hearts, minds, and intellect to receive all the abundant blessings and barakah you shower upon us. Ya Khudawan, help us, Mawla, to shed tears in your love, We are also remembering every single soul in the world, Khadawan. While there is a lot of goodness, a lot of celebrations, a lot of people are sacrificing themselves. Accept their sacrifices, give courage to all the family members, Khadawan. But above all, give us, Mawla, the wisdom. Open the doors of wisdom, of knowledge, of blessings for each one of us. Help us, Mawla, to pay more attention to balance our physical and our spiritual lives. In the story of Hazrat Musa, through and through, we see how beautiful the miracles unfold. Miracles are at the threshold of doubt and certainty, Khadawan. Help us to lean more and more towards the certainty and the beauty of realization. From the miracle of Isme Azam, which is the principle of oneness, Khadawan, everything annihilates in you, Mawla. Only your face remains. Ya Khadawan, and the miracle of ALWEAZA, which is the miracle of the pearl of intellect. Help us, Khadawan, to be one united voice as we are, and upon every celebration. Help us to echo the beauty of Imam Zaman and Mu'min's love for each other. And we pray that all these blessings illuminate the whole world of humanity, that the pharaoh of everyone's personal world be transformed and transcended, that they are able to kill it with the dagger of knowledge and love for Imam Zaman. Ya Nur Maulana Shafi Masih Haji Imam, inamade ishke azal ka jamade didar subh shamade Maula Karim, Maula Karim. Shukranillah, alhamdulillah. Imam's happy birthday Mubarak, and inshallah the miracles of Hazrat Musa continue to unfold and manifest their beauties for each one of us. Ya Allah.
KARIM, subhanallah, Yasmin, what a beautiful year, what an amazing presentation. It was just truly amazing. I just want to comment that friends who have been regularly listening to all these beautiful lectures, they'll be amazed today. And I'll tell you why. So when we used to go to IAC, Religious Education Center, and we would read Farmaz, and we would say, oh, Shaitan ki bazi is the one which deceives. But when we started learning this knowledge, we said, no, it's nafs ammara, carnal soul. Today we learned that there is a pharaoh in our own personal being. How amazing it is. We're talking about same things, but it's so beautiful. The journey is so amazing into knowledge that you keep learning new things, and it's all about oneness. But it's so many angles and directions, and it's like, oh, I want to continue, go further and further and connect all the dots and be amazed by this beautiful knowledge. Thank you so much, Yasmin, for your beautiful Gayazari and helping us realize that this pharaoh exists in us today. So we are talking about all these miracles which we think was the story in the past. But in reality, everything is existing today, right now. Beautiful, amazing. So, I actually received a question while Dr. Rubina was talking, and I had to ask her a few more times to help me understand because it was not clear. And I'm very pleased about her questions. I'm going to use more words. So, in classes, what happens, our friends get very, sometimes, intimidated. I would say that, oh my God, there is so much to learn, and Quran is like totally unexplored, book, and we don't know Arabic. It's intimidating. And then when we listen to these beautiful lectures, and sometimes we say, oh, I am not enough. I don't know, and I don't think I can learn this. And then we hear this term of fish. And the way Dr. Rubina described this story of this shepherd, and along with that, she gave a beautiful example of this lady who she knows who cooks food thinking that salt is not good for my imam. Imam is not eating, so I will not eat it too. And that's her riyazari, that's her offering, that's her love for imam. So in context of all of these, what you said, Dr. Saiba, Today, when we listen to these ilmi classes and we feel, I cannot learn this. There is just too much to learn. And the question is, are we born unequally? How come some of us know so much and how come some of us feel that we can never learn this knowledge? How would you tackle that? What is your thought, both of you?
Yes, so I can say that I myself also feel that I don't know. There is a lot of knowledge there out and I am just knowing very little tiny piece of it. So at the stage you go up and up, definitely you feel that there is lot to learn, always to learn, but there is some stage we can start. So if we start, we get slowly and gradually. If we just think that no, I'm not going to learn because there's a lot to know and I don't know anything, then we never start. So it's there, it's important that we start whenever we feel that there is a lack of knowledge. So this feeling is also very important for us because this is pushing ourselves to learn a lot. So gradually, like Allah has always was saying that you just listen to knowledge. You listen to knowledge, it's internalized, and it will help you like keep putting some money every time in a pot or in a bank and then slowly and gradually forget it and then one time you know that, oh my God, you have that much balance in you. So that is a balance you keep on putting in yourself and you will see one day you will know a lot of knowledge. So that's how I think. So, but there's always room, and for even every scholar will say that I don't know anything. There is a lot to learn also.
So before I ask Yasmin to comment, I do want to say, Dr. Rubina, what you're saying, listen, take actions, like do work on it. Just don't listen, like you keep learning, right? Keep working hard, take effort. Just don't give up. So one is feeling guilty, I cannot learn, that's it. And one is listening and taking effort to, and inshallah in time, you'll be able to see that you have collected the treasure in your bank. Am I right, Dr. Rubina?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, Shukramana. Yasmin, what do you say?
In Hasman's words, learn, unlearn, relearn. He's given us the principle, right? That forever in order for us to grow, we need to learn and unlearn, relearn. So learning actually is a beautiful part of our being, right? In terms of us being intimidated, that's again, we are giving the voice. Remember the frogs and the lights, the miracles, right? We are actually suppressing our angelic voice. You know, when negative, I call them limiting voice, right? The inner limiting voice. So when those voices come up, just acknowledge it. Thank you for being here, but you know also how to go, right? So allow the angelic voice, and if you talk of in which one of it takes priority, right? Which do we feed the most? Remember two things in nature, right? There's equality because we all have the divine spark. Every single one, even a person who has no education, is totally equal to you and me. But then there are levels, right? So we are born equal. Some of us do have more resources than others, but then if we have more resources, then that means we have higher responsibility as well. So we are more accountable, right? But I would just tell you to enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Beautiful. So you know what I would say to that friend? That what our scholars are saying, that we are all born equally and Mawla will judge us on whatever resources or learnings we have, whatever effort we have taken. So you're absolutely right, Subhanallah. I do see question, Yasmin. The question here is, please shed some light on why in 7/142 mentioned 40 nights and not days. chapter 7, verse 142.
Yeah, 7 verse 142 actually supports the importance of 40 nights. And usually ibadat is being done in the night. So night time, like after doing some rest, like we do 4 to 5 ibadat is in night time. For daytime is the time of your earning, your whatever you do, physical, it's important that you do. So since Quran is the book of teaching and a guidance also, it's not just a story. So Allah actually asking Musa, but also giving us guidance that if for any 40 nights, spirituality can be revealed to us. We can see first light after 40 days or 40 nights of constant ibadah. So that's where the night is important, and night always deals with the spirituality. Day is a physical, night is a spiritual. So to gain something in at the level of spirituality, night's ibadat are important because we have to fight with our sleep and the rest. The rest we do at night time.
So I do not see any more questions in the chat. So I would take this opportunity to say thank you to you, both friends, and we look forward for your slides. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have a small question or comment. I was really delighted to hear the explanation of the 9 miracles as by the 2 wonderful speakers today. The most important thing which I thought was so satisfying was the story of Hazrat Musa and the Mount Tor, and I thought this is only for Hazrat Musa. For the rest of the we humble people, that is not possible. And when we initially heard the story in our RE days, some of the kids used to make fun of it, like they say in Urdu, Allah ne lekh mari aur Musa kalki. So that was the funny story that I remembered, and now when the speakers shed a real light on it, that makes me so happy and so connected, and I'm grateful to you all. Thank you, Yali brothers.
Interesting. I like helping Mari.
Yes, that's the Urdu way of joking, right? That's subhanAllah. Thank you for sharing that. That was amazing. Anyone else would like to unmute and say something? Let us all join the session. Yari Mother.
Yari Mother, thank you.
Thank you, Yari Mother.